serious?
Hello and welcome to another issue of the Headless Hammerhead Guide to Comics and More. Today we're going to continue our series on the power sets for the Marvel Multiverse role-playing game. We're going to be discussing, you guessed it, spider powers. So let's not waste any time, let's get to it. So spider powers are for any character like Spider-Man or Venom who crawl on the walls and use webbing. And because a lot of these powers have a webbing aspect to them, we do have instructions here on how it works. If you web somebody, to break free you would need a melee check with a target number of 20, which is pretty high. So webbing is an extremely powerful ability to have. So the spider powers set has 12 powers, or 14 if you count jump 2 and 3, and out of those 8 of them do not have any prerequisites, so that makes this a great power set to have at the low levels. The only multi-tier power in the spider power set is jump, which goes up to jump 3, and for jump 1 we have a prerequisite of rank 2 and a duration of permanent. You can always do it, of course, and the effect is you gain the jump movement mode with a jump speed equal to your run speed at jump 1, and then of course that will increase as you go to jump 2 and jump 3. A useful power both in and out of combat. You're able to dodge attacks, so you can jump in or run in, strike, and then jump away using your movement, and it's not bad at all. And of course outside of combat you're able to jump up higher distances than a normal person, which will allow you a lot of flexibility as well. Next up we have spider dodge, which has no prerequisites. The action type is a reaction, and the trigger for the reaction is if somebody makes an agility attack against a character, so a ranged attack basically. Instant duration, and you give trouble to the attacker's roll, and if they miss you're able to get a bonus movement to your jump speed. So if you don't have the jump power, it's not that great, but if you do have jump, then you're able to leap out of the way of the attack and move somewhere else, which is not bad at all. Next we have spider pheromones. No prerequisites, standard action, duration is concentration, range is 5 spaces. Basically gives you an edge on ego checks of intimidation against people who are not attracted to your gender, and it also gives you an edge on persuasion ego checks against people who are attracted to your gender. So it's good obviously for outside of combat, not useful at all during combat, and this could prove useful in many instances, many scenarios, so it's not a bad power to have. Hey, sorry to interrupt, but if you're liking this video, please hit that like button, the thumbs up. It really helps me out a lot, and also make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. Thank you. Next, the ever-popular Spider Sense. No prerequisites, permanent duration, and the effect is it grants your character an edge on initiative checks and on vigilance checks to perceive danger. Enemies have trouble on agility checks against your character's vigilance defense, and you also gain a permanent +2 bonus to your agility defense. Has a lot of good stuff. An edge on initiative checks is huge, especially if you combine it with something like super speed and several other powers and traits that grant you bonus actions and bonuses to initiative, things like that. So this could make your character quite powerful, but if it's combined with something else. By itself, it's okay. Pretty good in combat, but not great. It's not the best power out there. Now it's one of the best powers in the Spider Powers set. This is called Spider Strike. No prerequisites, standard action, instant duration. What you do is you split your attack to 2 melee attacks against 2 separate targets, or 1 attack against a single target. You make a single melee check compared to the target's melee defenses, and if you succeed, the target takes half damage. On a fantastic success, they take full damage each, and they're paralyzed by webbing, which requires a melee check against target number 20, which is huge. And as a bonus, after the attack you get a free movement, which is amazing. So this is one of the best powers here on the Spider Powers set. Next up you have Venom Blast. No prerequisites, standard action, instant duration, and the range is 5 spaces. So you make a ranged attack against your target, and if you succeed they take regular damage. On a fantastic success they take double damage, and they're stunned for a round. It's an okay power. There's a lot of powers like this. What I don't like is that it's a ranged attack with only a 5-space range. That's really weak. So it's not the greatest power. I would not recommend it. There are other powers that do similar stuff that are much better than that. Next up, we have wall crawling, which has no prerequisites, permanent duration, and basically it allows you to climb at speed equal to your regular speed, like your walking speed. And under normal conditions, you never lose your grip, no matter the angle or the surface. Pretty good power in and out of combat. If you're in an enclosed space and you can crawl on the wall, on the ceiling, and avoid an attack in that way, give trouble to an attacker based on the angle that you are on the wall or ceiling, it could prove useful. It's mostly for flavor, but it works. A great use for this is in combat. You anchor yourself in case somebody wants to grab you or even ram you and knock you down or whatever. This will prevent that. Next up, we have web casting. No prerequisites, standard action, instant duration. Range is 10 spaces. And basically you make a ranged attack on an enemy, and if the attack is a success, the web will paralyze the enemy, and on a fantastic success they're also pinned. Basically they'll need a target number 20 melee check to break free. It's great. It doesn't do damage though, so there may be a better means of attack. For example, Spider Strike. Even though it's not a ranged attack, it webs the target and also deals damage. Next up, we have web gliding. Prerequisite is web casting and rank 2. Permanent duration, and basically it allows you to glide at double your run speed. Even though it's gliding, and when I think of gliding, I think of a slow floating movement. This allows you to move twice as fast as you would run, which is pretty good. Outside of combat, in combat, I guess it could be used to double your movement speed, moving from one target to another, so it could be useful in combat as well. Decent. The only problem is the prerequisites. Then we have web grabbing. Prerequisite is web casting and rank 2. Standard action, instant duration, 10 space range, which is amazing, and a cost of 5 focus. You make a ranged attack on the enemy, and if it's a success, you grab the target with a web. On a fantastic success, they can also be pinned. So again, the bonus on this is them having to break free against a target number 20 melee check. It's a pretty good power to kind of stop somebody on their tracks. Doesn't deal damage, but it's okay. The range really makes it worthwhile. We have web slinging. Prerequisite is web casting and rank 2, permanent duration, and it allows you to gain the swing line movement mode, which triples your run speed, which is amazing. This can be used in and out of combat, so it really makes you an incredible fighter when you can strike and swing away and triple your run speed, granting you a huge space between you and the target you just hit. So it is a great power. The only problem again here is the prerequisites, but it's only for rank 2 and webcasting as the other power prerequisite. You can take surprising power to get rid of that rank 2 requirement. So not bad at all. It's a pretty good power. I would recommend it. Next we have web trapping. Prerequisite is web grabbing and rank 3. Standard action. Duration is the character's rank times 15 minutes. Cost is 10 focus. What you do is fill up to 5 spaces with webbing, and it makes it difficult terrain, and also anybody who enters any of those spaces can also become trapped in the webs and have to break free with a melee check of 20 target number if they fail their agility check. It's a great power to really give your team an advantage in combat. However, it has a requirement of rank 3 and a cost of 10 focus, and it is not a ranged attack, so it has to be adjacent spaces to where your character is. However, when you mix this with, jump or several other of the movement powers like web gliding or web slinging, then it's great because you can move in, spray it, and move out. And we turn the page on another issue of the Headless Hammerhead Guide to Comics and More. You know the drill. Please, if you liked the video, hit that like button. If not, hit the dislike button. Leave me a comment. Let me know how I can improve. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. And again, thank you so much for your support. I will see you on the next one.